And welcome to JJDrones. Hi, Chris. Hi, Stormy. And hi, Bob. Looks like we've got a good group in here already today. And today is the worst possible day to be out driving in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. Right now I'm sitting in Sydney, Nebraska. And I need to adjust here. Hey, Barack. So, right now the winds are blowing at about 40 miles an hour, and they're gusting up to about 60. And trying to get a parking spot and getting fuel was not the easiest thing to do today. Oh my gosh. So how's everybody doing today? Because it has been one heck of a week. It really, truly has. And today, I apologize. I was making my coffee because I just got done getting fuel. And usually when I get fuel, I make coffee. So let me just take a sip here. I apologize. There, that's better. I do have kind of a schedule to do on the show today, and let me just get this set up. Okay. Oh, come on. There. All right, sorry about that. Again, like I said, I parked my truck and I got it back here and I was just throwing everything together. It was to say it was crazy is uh rather um, simplifying things. Yep, my green coffee, Brock. Before we get too far into the show today, I just want to take a minute to give my condolences to the family of Jason Gilbert. He was 52 years old. He was born in California and at one point moved to Louisiana, and he drove a flatbed truck. Because these people aren't rock stars or had the opportunity to be on TV all of their lives, the details of their lives aren't really given, or the circumstances that led up to the accident. But I imagine it went a little something like this. Jason got up after taking his much needed break, called his wife, and they talked about how he slept, how the kids are, maybe even grandkids. Maybe they talked about what their plans were going to be for the next week. You don't know. He went inside the truck stop to get his morning coffee, exchange a few pleasantries with fellow drivers, maybe even complain about a broker or do war stories from the day before. Walking outside, you could smell the morning dew, mixed with the smell of diesel exhaust as the sun is rising over the truck stop. Before he would leave, normally, he would check his securement on his heavy load that was on his flatbed. Did he do it this day? We don't know. Nobody knows. It's possible that he did, but in the end, something went horribly wrong. Just after 8:30 in the morning, according to New Orleans authorities, he was driving on US 90. And I can speculate that he was driving at a fast rate of speed when a traffic light turned red. He slammed on his brakes, and that would be the last time he ever would. Jason's load shifted, tore right through the cab of the truck, the force of all of the load going through the cab and taking the life of the driver. I didn't know Jason. I don't know his family. But after hearing the news about his fatal accident, I wanted to learn more about him and how this could have been prevented. However, the details are not known, and in every story, the only thing prominent is that the toxicology tests are pending. But today we remember Jason Gilbert, 52, of Gray, Louisiana. You've hauled your last load, brother. Rest in peace. People don't realize how dangerous trucking is, especially hauling flatbed loads. These drivers are out there and they're putting loads on their trailers that aren't meant to fit in a box. Thank you, Bob. Even box trailers like I've got, a reefer, you need to secure your loads, because with these loads, the only thing that's in front of you and what's behind you is metal. I mean, I'm sorry. I wanted to talk about load securement, because these loads, these drivers, I mean, he's 52 years old. I don't know how long he was driving a truck. I don't know. He could have been in the industry for a day. He could have been in the industry for 20 years and just got complacent. Right here is a load that is secured the way that it should be. You've got 2 straps on the first 10 feet of the load, 2 straps on the last 10 feet of the load, and then you've got a strap every 10 feet thereafter. And even there's a couple, extras. I was told when I started truck driving that if you're going to strap a load, you want to put so much securement on the load that if you would turn that trailer upside down, that it wouldn't go anywhere. So we really can't be complacent with load securement. And I don't know what kind of truck he was driving. There's some trucks that don't have a bolt or a headache rack on the back. And there was a time, I don't know if it's still accurate, but there was a time that if you didn't have a headache rack on the back of your truck, you had to have a bulkhead on the front of your trailer. And from what I gather, I wouldn't think that he had a headache rack on the back. And even if he did have a bulkhead, they only stack them like about 4 high. So anything stacked above that could still go right through the back of the truck. Yes, every day you get up could be the last day. That's absolutely true. And if you go to my website, my website, JJDrones360.com, I posted a blog post the other day, and it was inspired by this accident, and it's called "You're Not Promised Tomorrow," because we're not. Hi, ET Travel Freely. How you doing? But a little bit of sorry about that, the heavy stuff. I like to get that out of the way right away. Um, but some housekeeping things that I want to take care of while I've got everybody here. Number one is I do have an account at buymeacoffee.com. It's buymeacoffee.com/JJDrones. I don't get super chats. I don't get funded by YouTube yet. Right now, it's just me, and I am the one that funds this whole thing. And I've been fortunate to have some things donated to me. So, but I'm not saying that people have to donate, but if you choose to, I'd greatly appreciate it. But don't feel compelled to. I just want to put it out there that I do have that ability to accept donations if you feel that I'm worthy of your support. The other thing is, we're going to be having the ability to do phone in people. I do have a phone number set up for the show. So if people want to call in and give their opinions versus coming on the stream, we're going to have that available as well. I will put that number up a little bit later on in the show. Oh, okay. I did not know that, Bob. But I appreciate you trying. But the other thing that I want to mention before I get too much further down the road is that next week I have somebody scheduled to come in for an interview. Her name is Kim Conrad. You've probably seen her on my video when I was doing the trucking banquet. She is the head of safety over at the WMCA, and she's going to come in and she's going to talk trucking. She's going to talk about safety, and we're going to be discussing the Wisconsin truck driving championship that's going to be happening in Appleton, Wisconsin in May. So that is for next week. Now, question of the day is who's been in a really, really bad hotel room? I mean, not like they forgot to, leave you pillows or leave a mint on the nightstand. I mean, just a really bad hotel room. And most of you know that I was broke down. My truck was broke down, and I had to stay in a hotel for 2 nights. And when I went to the shop and I was actually forgot the toilet paper. Wow. So that's bad, Chris. I don't know if it's that bad, but it's pretty bad. Let's see. You stayed in a questionable Motel 6 near Cleveland, Ohio. Well, Stormy, I think anything near Cleveland, Ohio would be pretty questionable. Yeah, I forgot I have that. And Bob says I have in Washington, right over the border from Idaho, found empty beer cans under the bed. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have so much fun with this. So I stayed at the Clarion Hotel over in Denver, Colorado. What? Wow, that is that is unacceptable, Bob. I hope that you changed rooms or just left. I mean, that would just be awful to find. I- Did you even sleep underneath the sheets, or did you stay in that room, or did you just leave? Because my goodness, I couldn't imagine. I mean, you're making me feel better about my stay at the Clarion. Let's just put it that way. Um, the room was $75 a night, and when I was, if you can see the truck going back and forth like this, I apologize because this wind is out of this world crazy. Um, but anyways, so when I got to the shop, they suggested that I stay at the Clarion because it was the cheapest and it was the best um, room available for truck drivers in town. So it was $75 a night. Now, when did we get to the point where staying in a hotel room at $75 a night was a discount? I mean, seriously, the last time that I paid for a hotel room, I would have to say it had to have been like $45. I mean, it wasn't anywhere near $75. And Bob says that he couldn't leave. It was a massive snowstorm and there were no other rooms. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I would have done at that point. So I went to the hotel room. The shuttle came and picked me up. And when I got there, um, it looked nice. It looks like they're trying to renovate the place, which is great. I've got no problem with that. So I go up to the hotel, into the elevator, go up to my room, and I put my key card into the door. Nothing. Put it back into the door. Nothing. Go back downstairs. Ask them for another key card. And they gave it to me. I go back up to the room, put it in the door. Nothing again. So I'm like, they either gave me the wrong room number or something's going on here. So I put the key back in the door one more time, just like I just need to get in this room. I'm tired. I just need to relax. So when I finally put the key card in the last time, it finally went green. It clicked. I was able to open the door. I was in the room. Okay. So I get into the room, and the first thing I do always is I check the bathroom because usually the bathroom is like the most disgusting place that you're going to find. Um, so I will go into the bathroom and I turn the water on the sink, and the sink will not drain. I mean, it's just sitting there in a pool, and you can actually, after you get done actually draining the water, um, with like a cup, because that's how I drained out the water. Is I took a cup and I would start scooping it out, and there's just one big stain of water right there on the sink. And I called down to the front desk and I asked them to have somebody come up and um, unclog the drain on the sink. And they said, okay, we'll have somebody come up there. Um, no problem. And I wait and I wait and I wait, and nobody is coming. So finally, I get tired of waiting, and I called back down again. Sorry, I'm reading Bob's message here. Leaving Washington just before the last grade to go into Lewiston, Idaho. Oh, okay. Yep, I know that area very well. Very well. I used to run. I used to run loads up to Seattle. That was pretty much my regular run before I got onto this California run. But take a drink of my coffee here because my throat's dry. So anyway, the guy comes up finally after a couple of hours, and he goes into the bathroom, and he points to the toilet and flushes it. And he said it's fine. I said, I didn't say the toilet. I said the sink won't drain. He says it's fine and then leaves. So I'm not proud of myself, but for the rest of the time that I was there, I actually used the bathtub in order to brush my teeth because I didn't want to have to scoop the water out of the sink. And then that night it was fine because the temperatures were warmer, but the next day it actually got colder outside. And I didn't really notice it at the time, at least during the daytime, because I was actually outside and I was making a video, which is going to be my next video on the channel. And I was outside riding a Lime scooter. So, I was fine at that point. And then later on in the day, it's starting to get colder. And I tried to turn the heat on, and all it does is it runs the fan. Now, why is it just going to run the fan and not blow out any heat? It's got a thermostat in the room, and it's a digital thermostat. So you just go over there, you turn on the power, and then you set the thermostat to the temperature that you want. And then boom, you should get heat. Nope. I call down to the front desk. Front desk says, hello. And I said, hello. Yeah, I'm in room such and such. I don't have any heat. They said, well, we'll have our maintenance guy come up. Again, 2 hours later, nothing. Call them up again. Or no, I didn't call them up again. I actually walked down to the front desk because I was tired of waiting, and I had my jacket on, I had my hoodie on. I mean, I was bundled up. And so when I went down there, went to the front desk, they're like, well, he's busy. Oh, I know. I'm expecting way too much, Bob. I'm expecting way too much in order to get my room heat for $75 a night. I mean, I guess the best part of the stay was the breakfast because they had eggs, they had bacon, they had um, sausage gravy with biscuits and pancakes. Well, they either had pancakes or they had French toast in the morning. They alternated between the 2 days. But if anybody is interested in calling in and telling us their horror stories about a hotel that they stayed at, and it sounds like Bob's got a horror story, and then well, I think pretty much everybody's got a hotel horror story. But I'm gonna put up. Hang on. Go here and go here. All right, I'm gonna put up the phone number, and if somebody's on the phone, you're gonna have to wait. But if you want to give us your horror stories, you can call in there, and I will put you on the air. But that was my experience over there at the hotel. Now, I did make a video out of that, and I figured that I would give you guys a little snippet of what you can expect to see on the video come Monday, or come Wednesday. I'm sorry. That's all you get. Oh, really? Had you staying in a hotel? Oh, if you would rather come up and do it in the live, Bob, you're more than welcome to do that too. Let's see here. I just know some people don't want to come on and have show their face on the stream, and it's easier to talk on the phone. I do want to say hi to my mom and my stepdad and my dad and my stepmom because they're usually here watching. So I guess hi, Mom, and hi, Dad. But definitely, if anyone wants to try it, they're able to, or feel free to call in and tell us your hotel horror stories. And if Bob wants to come on to the live stream, we can do that as well. But I'll tell you right now, the Lime Scooter was a ton of fun. And doing the video for it was fun. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Stormy. you really you really need to tell this story because this sounds like it's a whopper. It really, really does. But if we can't get anyone to call in on that, I do have one other thing to discuss while I've got you all here. And it is, well, I probably should just open it up, but it's a DJI product. And this is the DJI, oh, come over here, the DJI microphone. And I will tell you right now that the lav mic that I was using for my videos, it no longer works. And you'll have to watch the video to find out why. But let's just say Jason screwed up big time. And fortunately, DJI had released their microphone the day before, so I already had it ordered. And the fact that it broke was completely coincidental. I was going to keep the other one as backup. But if you're curious about the DJI microphone, it's wireless and it charges wirelessly. It runs for about 5 hours on its own, and then the rechargeable case here will give you another 5 hours. So basically, you have about 10 hours of battery life per microphone. So if you're running yourself, you get two microphone transmitters. So if you're running yourself, you can actually run 10 hours without having to charge a microphone. And looks like we've got Bob in the back, so we're going to bring him up so that he can tell us his horror stories about staying in a hotel room that, well, basically you found a condom on the floor.
Right. We were traveling to visit my parents that at the time were living in Lewiston, Idaho. And I drove all the way from California and I was trying to make it there. I mean, from Central California. I was trying to make it all the way to Lewiston, Idaho. So I'd already driven like 18, 19 hours, something like that.
Oh, wow.
And we got somewhere between Bend, Oregon and the border of Washington. It started snowing. And it just kept coming and coming. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I know that grade to go over to get to Lewiston is horrible. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna just get a motel. Literally the only motel that was in that town. We got the only available room.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I had 2 kids with us too. And I get in there, it's got a couch that made into a bed and then the bed.
Okay.
And I'm not kidding you. Stuffed right behind the back of the headboard, you could see part of the wrapper still sticking up. And I grabbed it and pulled it. It's a condom wrapper opened. And they just stuck it up there on the top.
Wow.
So then I started looking around even more, and I found the empty beer cans under the bed. So they didn't clean this place very good at all.
No. I mean, I couldn't even imagine getting underneath the sheets of that bed.
We
I
didn't.
would be, oh, you didn't?
No, we had blankets and stuff in the car. I tell you, this was the trip from hell. I've never experienced driving through territory that was so cold that your car won't even warm up.
Oh yeah.
So I pulled off at I want to say it was like a 7-Eleven or something like that. And I found a cardboard box. And I broke the cardboard box open and I stuffed it behind the radiator so it could trap the cold and not the
Right.
water would warm up.
Right.
And it just warmed up enough that I could see out of the windshield. Everything inside the car was fogged up.
Oh,
I
jeez.
couldn't, it was unbelievably cold, and the storm was horrible.
Well, I drove for a trucking company back in the day, and one of the things with their rules were you weren't allowed to idle your truck, and the trucks had an APU on it, and it had a bunk heater that you just, it would heat the truck without running the motor. It's diesel powered. Um, but the hose that went into the bunk heater was so small that when it got below zero, um, it wouldn't run whatsoever, and you couldn't idle your truck. So, you were in a spot. Well, I was up in Minnesota, and the regular temperature was -20, and then the wind chill was -60.
Mm.
And even when you sat up and you just ran that truck, you would have to put your foot on the throttle in order to get it to generate any heat. But after it started generating heat and you were able to shut it off for a period of time so that you could take a little cat nap, it would take 10, 15 minutes before, the truck would actually get cold again. So, I mean, it was crazy, but I mean, it took a lot of just pressing on the throttle in order to get the truck to generate any heat whatsoever.
So I want to switch back now. That's really the only really bad experience I ever had in a motel, but that was a really bad experience. It was a
Yeah,
bad experience getting there. The next day, we had to check out of the motel at like 11 or 10:30, something like that. We had to check out, but the road wasn't open yet.
oh, jeez.
And I couldn't see my car in the parking lot. I had to go out and clear. First, I had to wait for the snowplow to come to the parking lot and clean it.
Right,
Then I had to shovel out the car so I could get out of there. Luckily, though, the next day was a nice day, but I don't think they had the road open to where we could get through unless you had a four-wheel drive with chains.
right.
And the one I had then wasn't.
Oh, jeez.
So we had to wait until they opened the road. And then when I started dropping off the other side, it had black ice on the road.
Right.
And even with my chains on, I was sliding everywhere.
Oh, jeez. I mean, if you
Yeah.
can't do it with chains, you're not going to be doing it anywhere.
Yeah, it was the trip from hell. I tell you, I would never do that again. And we were going for Christmas. So it
Okay.
was like 2 days before Christmas.
Wow.
Bad.
So did you now was that was on the trip up or the trip back?
On the way up there.
Okay. And when you finally made it to your family's place there, I'm
It was
sure you had some.
Christmas Day. We didn't
Was
get
it
there till
Christmas Day?
Christmas Day. Yeah. Yeah, we left 2 days ahead, and I was driving straight through so we could be sure to be there by Christmas Eve.
Right.
Yeah, it didn't work. Didn't work at all.
So what did you tell the people at the hotel? Did you go to the front desk and be like, "Look, you guys didn't clean this at all?"
Yeah, well, it was really a waste of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a waste of time. It was like talking to the wall. I might as well not have wasted my time going back out in the cold because you had to go outside of this room to
Right.
walk to the office.
It was one of those hotels where the hotel was, or the main office was here, and then they had the rooms lined up,
Yes. Yeah.
and then the awning over the top of it.
Yeah. Real budget place.
Right. So speaking of hotel prices, do you remember how much that cost you back
I
then?
know. I don't. I don't. But I've been staying in motels a lot. Even my trips run back and forth from Wyoming. I've
Okay.
ended up having to stay a couple of times here lately, but I've been staying in mostly Best Westerns.
Oh, okay.
But you're talking 150 and 180 bucks a night.
That's insane.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
The only reason I'm doing it, Jason, because with my job I had before, like I said, I my career had me staying in motels a lot.
right.
So I generally would always look for a Best Western motel because you could earn points.
Okay.
So I've got thousands of points saved. So until I burn those up, they never go away. Until I
Okay.
burn them up, I can stay at a Best Western motel.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, earn those points while you got somebody else paying for them, and then after you need them, you've got them just saved up.
Yeah, the job's gone now. It's out of my funds, my retirement funds. So tell me, what's with the microphone? I didn't even know DJI had mics.
Okay. Well, you see, they just came out with this. Well, they came out with it at one time, and then they ran out of stock because it was super popular, and then it didn't come back into stock again until a couple weeks ago. But whenever I was doing my driving videos, I had the Movo USB-C lavalier mic that I had clipped to my shirt so that I could talk and you could actually hear me.
Right.
Well, like I said, I broke that, um, but I wanted one of these. Now this is the transmitter. I can talk. This is the transmitter, and this is what you can plug into your phone. And I wasn't very sure on whether or not it would work with the GoPros. And I asked DJI customer service if it worked with the GoPros, and they didn't know. So when I finally got it in my hands, I the first thing that I did was try and see if it would work in the GoPros, and it did. But if you can see, it actually has its own little readout there, so you can
Right.
adjust your levels right using that versus having to go through an app. And it's got multiple different ways that you can clip it to yourself. You've got just the regular clip here, and then it's also got a magnet. It's
Oh,
extremely
the
powerful.
binder. Yeah.
And then you can just put it, apparently not with a hoodie.
Well, I know somebody that uses one. It's a Rode wireless. Is it a
Right.
Rode?
Yeah,
Anyhow,
the
it's got a little necklace deal that has that magnet, and he
right.
just clips it and lets it go down inside behind his t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
So his t-shirt works out kind of like a wind barrier too.
Right. And this actually is the reason that I didn't get the Rode wireless is because you don't have to use an app for this for anything. With the Rode 2 wireless, if you want to download your your tracks or whatever, you have to actually use their app to do it. But you got the windscreen right here. This is the microphone, and if you want, you can plug in a lav mic or not, whatever you want to do with it. And it comes with two microphones or transmitters, and then the one receiver. And like I said, it'll run for about 5 hours on a charge, and then the charging case charges, and then you can put the transmitters and the receivers back in the case and charge it back up when you're not using them. But when you're solo like myself, basically you can run 10 hours and there's no way in heck that I'd be able to go for 10 hours doing one video. But I mean, it's nice to know that the ability is there, and then it will record in stereo and mono. So if you got two people running the microphones, it doesn't mix it together, but you can. And it has a safety channel where when you're recording, it'll record 6 decibels less than what the actual recording is. So that way, if your levels get too high, it's got the safety track that you can go and you can use that instead.
You see, Drone Veteran is in the house. How are you doing? He's also
Oh,
asking, how much is it?
Okay, so first of all, hi, droning veteran. How are you doing? Sorry, I missed you coming in. I'm on my way to Utah right now, so we need to talk later. Um, but this microphone setup on Amazon is $329. And well, Amazon or going through DJI. And then you get that, plus you get the USB, the USB-C cable, the 2 windscreens, and then you've got the connector.
Yeah, I went
here.
out and recorded today. I went to a railroad museum and did some recording, and I actually used my Samsung Buds, the Pros.
Oh, did you?
As my microphone. And I just downloaded some and was playing back, and they sound pretty good. I think, I mean, it sounds better than about everything else I've been doing so far.
Right.
I think I got a win finally. I mean, when I use my Rode wireless mic, the last couple of times I've used it, I come home to play back and I didn't get anything. It didn't record anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I'm a retard anyhow. When it comes to technology, I'm too old, I guess.
Well, I was told by DJI customer service that they were not aware of whether or not this would work with the GoPros, because I was only going to buy it if it did work with the GoPros, but then I just was like, I'm just going to get it anyway. But as
how do you hook it up?
You have to have the media mod.
Okay. Here. All right. So now you got more expense involved in there.
Right. So you got the media mod, and then it comes with the TRS cable.
Yeah, so you just hook it up just like you would the Rode wireless mic then.
Right. And it does work. So no thanks to DJI customer service, I figured it out for myself.
Yeah. You know, I've had everybody telling me how to use the Rode wireless mic. They're all, it's the simplest thing. You can't screw it up. Just plug it in and look and make sure that the little meters are going, and how can you go wrong?
Right. Well,
you can.
The other thing
you can go wrong.
Other thing with the transmitter on the DJI is everything is touchscreen.
Oh.
So all of your settings and everything else, you just move it around with your finger.
Do you remember how much the Rode wireless mic was?
It was like $299.
It was? Okay, I couldn't remember. I just bought it.
Yeah, it was like the Rode wireless was like $299, and if you wanted to get like an additional charging case or whatever, it basically made it to about the same price as this.
So yours failed you?
It didn't fail me. I failed it.
Oh, okay. And there's a video going to be coming on that, so it's not something you want to talk about right now.
Right. Yep. You'll find out Wednesday how I failed my my Movo Edge. I mean, I'm horrible with secrets, Bob. I mean, you don't know that about me. My wife knows that about me.
Robert Emanuelson says, "Hi, Jason. Bye, Jason."
Hi, Bob. Bye. Oh my gosh. Stormy Rail Productions wants to know what railroad museum you went to.
It's the one in Pomona at the Fairplex, the LA County Fairplex.
Oh,
How you doing,
okay.
Jake?
Gator Jake is here, and he said $300 for a microphone. Yeah.
Jake is now the editing guru. He's got one up that he edited. Actually, it's like 10 minutes long.
Oh wow. Stormy Sky Rail Production says, uh, "What do you think of the media mod?" I think it's great, to be
I do
honest.
too. Yeah,
Um, the only thing that I would suggest with the media mod is that you get an external microphone. I doesn't. It doesn't matter if it's a shotgun mic or if it's um, a wireless mic. But make sure that if you go with a wireless mic, that it's compatible with an action camera. It doesn't matter whether it's the DJI action camera or the GoPros or whatever. Um, the one that I had, the Movo USB-C Edge, would not work with it would not work with the GoPros, but it worked with my phone and I made it work. But if you want something that's going to work with this, you're not going to get good audio quality just out of this microphone here. It's not going to be fantastic. I mean, it'll work in a pinch,
and it's
but
really directional too.
yes. If you go into the settings, um, you can make it do front or back. So, I mean, you really want to make sure that if you do use it without an external mic, that you're close enough to the camera that it'll pick up your voice, because it's not really that great. But like I said, it will work in a pinch. The first video that I did with the GoPros with me in the truck was actually without any microphone attached to it, and I could barely hear myself. But again, it's because I'm in a really noisy truck all the time. So take that with a grain of salt. Okay, that's what I heard about the mic. The media mod wasn't much better than the built-in mic. Yeah,
No,
and you're not going to get a better quality unless you get an external mic that you plug in. I mean, that's pretty much how I feel about it. I don't know how you feel about that, Bob.
no, I agree. It's far easier for me to plug in a lavalier to use it that way. But then if you're switching back and forth, and you got to always know you've got a wire hanging around.
Right.
But I've switched and started using. I've got two different. I can't think of the name of the other one, but I did a video on it. I've got the Rode wireless mic, and I have the other one that's got two microphones. So
Okay.
me and Jai can both have it, and it feeds into the same pickup, the receiver.
Right.
And that one I've succeeded with it a couple of times, but that's using my GoPro, and I've got to where now I think I want to use my Samsung phone, because
Okay.
I'm getting better using the DJI OM5 gimbal. That took me a little bit to figure out how to make it maneuver around too.
When I come to California, you're going to give me lessons on how to use that thing.
Yeah,
I've got one.
I was much better with it today even than I was last time, and I actually used the Earbud Pros as my microphone, and it worked excellent. And
Awesome.
I felt like a total victory that I managed to accomplish both of those two things in one day.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that video when it comes out then.
Well, like I told Jake in a text earlier today, that it's like 3 or 4 hours worth of video,
Right.
that since he's doing editing now, he can now see how difficult it is when you're taking that many hours of video and you crop it all down and fit it into a 10 to 15 minute or maybe a 20-minute tops.
And I thought my videos from driving through the mountains in Colorado, where I had like 2 hours of video, was bad. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah,
couldn't
well,
imagine.
you see that my dash cam, the N4 Pro that I tell you I use,
Yeah.
that's got three cameras. Fortunately, they're all synced together, but you have to put all three of the pieces together if you want to use front and back or side.
Right.
But it's such an incredible camera that, I mean, you don't see anything except the exact view. It's a 170-degree view in front of you.
Right. Yeah, it's a great camera. I mean, I've seen the pictures, and apparently, once you take the blue film off the camera, it looks great.
Yeah, it works. What a difference that makes. The blue film. I was thinking, oh my God, what good is that? I mean, just because it's going through the rear tinted window on my pickup, it turns like that. I mean, that seems like pretty. But when I took it off to reposition it, because I just stuck it up there for a test because it's got a
Right.
two-sided tape.
Right.
So I just did it as a test. I stuck it up there and I put it up a little bit crooked. Well, when I took it off to reposition it, I noticed, well, you dummy, you didn't even take the blue film off the camera. No wonder it's bad. Yeah, so after I put it back up there and filmed with it again, I said, "Oh my God, it's an excellent picture in the back too."
Right. Yeah, because it's a 1080. It's a full HD, right? It's 1080p.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to use all three of them, the front is 1440 and the other two are 1080.
Oh, okay. I
If you're
didn't
going
know
to
that it got
use
the
only
1440.
two, then the front is 4K and
Oh,
the
really?
back or side is 1080.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
But if you want to get, like in your case, you do some of your driving gets the front and sides. It's not going to do you much good for the rear unless you run a long cable all the way to the back of your trailer.
Right.
Yeah, but you could use the front and side though, and you do a lot. Like when you drive by the lakes there, and where was that? You were in Utah
Yeah.
when you drove by the lakes. Yeah, that would be excellent. Then you get 4K out front, and you don't see anything except the open view in front of you.
Oh, wow.
And then the side view would be 1080. I think it's 1080. It might even be 1440 out the side looking at the lake. It'd be awesome.
Gator Jake says, "Thanks, Bobby." Oh,
Oh,
that's because you put his
yeah,
channel
put
up
his
there.
link up. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have the other guys. I had Jake's and Nikki's, so I put theirs up.
Yeah, I saw that. Um, I did. I did want to put this out there too. Um, I put Stormy Sky Real Productions video this week up on my website, JJDrones360.com. There's a place on my website where I'm posting one friend's video per week, and I'm trying to keep it so that I don't repeat people over and over again. So if you have a video that you want me to premiere, or not premiere, but to put
Promote.
out there for on my website, you can email me, Jason at JJDrones360.com, and give me your video link, and I will put it on my website. Now, I change them out on Sundays, so if you put it, or if you email me your video, and then I will put it on my website for you every well, different person every Sunday. That's what I'm trying to do right now. So Stormy Sky Real Productions is this week, and then whoever wants to go in next week, send me an email, and I will make sure you're the first in line.
I'm sorry, I keep looking away because my other screen's kind of at a distance, and It's for some reason the one on YouTube, I see all of the comments, but the one on StreamYard, I'm not.
Oh, really?
Is that my fault?
I don't think so. I'm seeing all of the ones on StreamYard, but I don't have the other screen. That's weird.
See if I shrink
Go
it some.
maybe. Yeah, that's very odd. I I don't know how to fix that.
Well, it may only be me. Maybe nobody else having trouble. Okay, I shrunk the screen down. I brought it over from my 43-inch monitor to my laptop, so now I can see it.
Oh, okay. How's the traffic on your website? We were thinking about starting one, but wasn't sure if it would be worth it or not. Well, I'm in my first couple months. I got it in February, and so I bought the domain and the website. Um, for the first year was like it wasn't much. It was like $65-$70 for the domain, the website, and the email address. And I'm getting about right now about 50 plus people a month. It gives you all the analytics. Right now,
And
over the
that's
past
through
30
what? Through what, Jason?
through GoDaddy,
Oh,
and I get about over the last 30 days, I've had like 208 visitors to my site. So it gives you all the analytics. If you want to sell stuff on your site, like I'm not selling stuff on my site, but I have a place for people to schedule me to come and do a consultation for doing drone videos for them. So you're able to set up a place for people to schedule stuff like that. I mean, it's really for your first year, um, rather inexpensive. I fully anticipate next year it's going to shoot up, just like my Dish Network bill, which is a completely different story. Also, um, if anybody has any sort of recommendations for streaming services that'll bring my Dish Network bill to an end for life, leave those in the comments as well because I'm looking for streaming services.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I canceled everything to do with TV. Every time I turned around, um, all of those people would jack their price up. You'd call them and say, "Hey, you're offering people $49.99 for yada yada yada, and you're charging me $159.99. What the hell?"
Right.
So
Gator
they all,
Jake.
well, that's promotional. We're going to adjust it down, and well, that's good for like 3 months. And then they shoot it up again.
Right. Gator Jake says, I use Who's Your Daddy.
Funny, Jake.
Do I
So
get
the guys that are on here right now, please, I hope you're supporting each other, connecting. A lot of the reasons for doing these live streams is to help bring the communities together and hopefully all promote each other, help support each other. I know
absolutely it?
Jason can use the help, and I'm sorry, but I don't know Stormy Skyrail. I'll have to look them up now. But Jake, I know can use some help. He's gotten in. He's like a premier editor now. So
Gator Jake is great, especially if you love food. And then the video that he put up there today, where he basically was putting his life in his own hands over in India, that was a great video, Jake.
yeah,
Really, really good.
yeah.
Sky Real Production asked, "Do you get a lot of hits on Instagram?" We started a Twitter account a few months ago, and it's been going well. Um, I have had success on Instagram. I've got about 1,300 followers, and so I mean, I've got more followers on Instagram than I have anywhere else. And I've tried to get the people to come over from Instagram onto YouTube because they did. Then I'd be well over. I'd be well over my
Well, you
weight.
can post your video there.
Oh, I do. I
Okay,
do. I
well,
post it on Facebook. I post it on my Instagram. I post it everywhere.
Well, as soon as you post it there, it should automatically get the view in YouTube. Oh,
Oh,
you want
really?
the subscriber too, though.
Right.
Well, when I do, I've got Instagram and Reddit and Twitter and Facebook, and I post the video to all those. I literally get nothing from anybody but Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, we've hit our hour mark, and I still need to drive yet today.
Oh, you
I
do?
pulled off to take my half-hour break, and turned out to be an hour-long show.
And
But I mean,
you're not in Wyoming yet.
no, I'm actually sitting in Sidney, Nebraska, and if you know anything about Sidney, Nebraska, this used to be the world headquarters of Cabela's.
Oh,
They have a huge Cabela's here, but the offices are no longer Cabela's offices because Bass Pro Shops bought Cabela's.
we just had that discussion this morning or last night.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
I was listening to it. I can't always watch it, but I can always listen to it through the Bluetooth speakers in the truck.
Okay. Well, everybody also come to my live streams on Fridays.
Yes.
It's promotional. Everything is literally, I mean, I'm over 3,000 subscribers. I'm trying to help everybody else. I've got a fairly broad community because I've got from all over the world different community people, and I think it's starting to help some of the smaller channels. So yeah, I
If
know,
everybody,
Jason, you've picked up a bunch of them, right?
I've picked up about 10 to 12 new subscribers since I started doing the live streams, and you were heavily going out there and promoting people's channels. We've come a long way since last year on my channel. I was at 70 people for the longest time. So, I mean, the growth that I've had has been slow, but it's been consistent. And I mean, I love doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I do too.
Um, Thank you, Droning Veteran. I appreciate it. And again, um, email me, uh, Jason at JJDrones360. We need to get together. Gator Jake says, you have for Bob, you have a number of people in the Philippines. What's the connection there?
The connection there is I go to their live streams. They do them in the mornings. People that are working can't really do it. They've got jobs to deal with. But since I'm retired, and that's why I said the other day, it's kind of a secret that I'm a musician and I sing as well. So their channels are generally people that go on and they will either do karaoke style and sing, but I go on and I play my guitar and sing.
Oh, there you go.
So it's kind of spread out where I have a huge friend base in the Philippines because they do it a lot. And also the Australians are kind of connected with some of the Filipinas or vice versa. And so, yeah, I'm spread all over the
You
UK
are.
and the Philippines and Thailand and the US. So,
And I
um,
had Barack in here earlier today. He's from Turkey.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't always
So,
understand everything, but he shows up.
yeah, it's really great. I can't say enough about people that come to my stream. Eventually, things are going to start growing where more and more people are here because it's strictly to get everybody to help each other.
Yep.
There's 3 billion YouTubers. Why can't they all be connected with us?
Right. And we all have our own stories to tell, and we all have our own little niches that we have information on that we can share. And sometimes it's just nice to have a conversation with somebody that you haven't seen in a while. And that's what these Sunday get-togethers are all about, for all of us, just to get together, have a good time, and talk to one another. And I really love it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to drop out. Let you do your thing. Nice
All
talking
right.
to everybody. Hope everybody has a good, safe week ahead.
Thanks, Bob. So that was the end of that. We didn't have any phone calls this show, but I'm pretty much thinking that it's going to happen eventually. But I do have the setup for the phone calls, so we'll do that in another show. I really look forward to my video coming out on Wednesday at 7 o'clock Central Time on YouTube, because I put a lot of work into it, and I think you all are going to enjoy it because I screwed up again. I mean, what can I say? And thank you, Gator Jake. I think it's awesome that I can pretty much hashtag a broadcast anywhere. That's what I put in my post on YouTube. Thank you, Gator Jake. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Droney Veteran. Thank you, Stormy Sky Roll Productions. Thank you, Chris Wedgeworth, for doing the moderator thing, and just everybody for showing up. I think it was a great show today. And I think they're just going to get better and better as time goes on. I thank you all for coming along for the ride with me, and we'll see you later on down the road. Bye-bye.